guys, it's Kathy. I think you heard the intro. You did not hear me talking at all, because of something. But now you should be able to hear everything. Hold on. I'm gonna try to add something to this scene real quick. Um, Doing this on the fly. Really quiet. Okay. Oh, I don't have a background now. My background's gone. Okay. Bye. There. That's better. All right, hold on. Hold on. Here we go. Is that better? Now am I better? Okay, I'm going to pretend it's a yes. Oh my gosh, there are so many new people in today, and all of this happened. Why? Cloud, who's going to click the like button now? I made dear. Okay, listen. If you came to watch court videos, you're going to have to wait 6 more minutes because so I was testing my new camera today. Fozzie sent me a camera. Thank you, Fozzie. And Spurgey, I was demonetized. So I can't offer membership until July. Hey, Joey, are you an RN? I have this rash. No, joking. Don't worry. Don't worry, Spurgey. I'm gonna get it back. But I do have a Patreon. The link is in my channel description too. So I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there. So I have some housekeeping that I have to talk to you guys about. And what I did when Fozzie sent me this new camera, I tested it out by making a tiny video to see how it was working, sound and background and all that good stuff. And the video went fine. So instead of me just going through that whole housekeeping all over again, since I already said it to myself earlier, I'm just going to play this draft video. It's 6 minutes long, but I think it's important. Um, to talk about. So just some housekeeping real quick. It's 6 minutes long, and then you can just go make a sandwich, or you can fast forward if you're watching this later. Hey guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. So, Fozzie sent me a webcam. I got it set up. And we're going to get to some court cases. Thank you, Fozzie. Thank you very much. We're going to get to some court cases, but I have a little housekeeping to take care of first. Um, so I've had to delete some comments off of my um, channel recently because not because the comments were wrong. The comments were fine. I get it. I absolutely get it. Um, but maybe if I explain a little bit, you'll understand why I've deleted the comments. And you may not agree, but you won't find it so bad that if I deleted one of your comments, I might have. Um, there are some other channels, and it's all Fleischer. You know, Fleischer is awesome. He's amazing. Um, he's a sensation, and with the sensation comes drama. So there's a little drama around Fleischer. There's some channels, and there's no way I'm gonna name a name because this is I don't want any bashing of any channels. If we don't all support each other, we're in trouble. I mean, the more we support each other, the more we all do better. So we're not going to call out, if you know who I'm talking about, a lot of you do. Don't say it. Don't do it. Don't call them out. It's not worth it. It won't change anything. But that's why I had to delete some of the comments because I understand why you would call out another channel when they say things like they are the only ones who show Fleischer full cases, or um, other people or some people can click record, but they cover the cases right. You know, I get it. I understand. I understand more than you think I understand. But comments, I mean, what the last thing we want to do is pit a court channel against another court channel because
We can work together. We love working together. Working together is fun. When I had that premiere with Cullen and Lone Wolf, man, that was great. Today I went riding around a lot of the different courtrooms and, got to see some of their stuff and say hi to everybody. That was great. Yes, that's how I stumbled on some of the channels saying, anybody can press record. Yeah, anybody can press record. You're right. And anybody who made a comment about how that comment wasn't great, you're right. It wasn't great. It didn't make me feel good at all. Because, you know, the people who say this show the same judges every day. And I could guarantee you for the next 365 days or more, I could show you a new judge every day that nobody has ever seen. I got thousands of them, thousands. So, no, I didn't just sit here and press record. And, you know, yeah, I get the comment. I get it. I get it. I understand. You're right. I removed the comment anyway because we got to work together. And they can say that all they want, but people aren't stupid. They know. They know that Fleischer isn't only there, even though they say Judge Fleischer is here only here. No, he's not. He's everywhere now, and he should be. He's awesome. He's amazing. Um, so I get the comments. I'm thankful for the comments because you're voicing things that I kind of wanted to say a little bit, but no, I don't. Don't I don't, and that's why because it only hurts me. I'm only hurting myself and everybody else. Or we could just not comment, and then we can help everybody, and everybody will get better. Um, Law Talk with Mike, he's still killing it. He's still getting thousands of new subscribers all the time. Um, and the our channels can grow bigger than what they are now. But it takes a village. It takes everybody. It takes everybody working together, you know? And, although, let me tell you, East versus West, chocolate versus peanut butter, a good rivalry is great, but no. No, not today. Not now. No, no, no. I hope that makes sense. Um, if it doesn't, I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. We're going to all grow together happily. Not like a family, because there's no happiness in families. Okay, enough of that. I got something. This is just a first draft. All right? First
Here we
draft.
go,
But I got
guys.
something. I
Here we
finished
go.
something.
Ready, ready,
Believe it or
ready?
not, I finished something. I had a day off today.
God,
I
I
finished a
talk
whole
too
bunch of
much.
things.
Shut
But
up.
you ready?
Get
Are you
going.
ready for this? Ah. Court vibe shirts. Stuck like Chuck. I don't know what I'm going to put on them yet. Now that I sort of figured everything out, it's still a little light. I got to tweak it. But now that I sort of figured out the process, like, for example, other side, I'm covering it up. See my K? My K's wrong because there was a wrinkle in it. There was a wrinkle in it when I put the machine down because I'm a professional, But I got all kinds of heat press machines and sublimation printers and things like that. Um, Definitely gonna send some out to my mods. Definitely gonna put it up on my Patreon. So if you want any, they'll be on my Patreon as soon as I really figure it out. I'm not sending out one shirt until I know they're perfect. Until we have a great design and the colors pop. These do not pop. Look at that. That does not pop. You can barely see it if you stretch it a little bit. I'll figure it out. I really will. I really will. Um, but that's what I've been working on today.
Oh, sorry. I was chatting. I was typing in chat. I do that sometimes. I do not have a P.O. box. Do I need a P.O. box? Because you're the second person who asked me if I have a P.O. box. Absolutely. I got tomorrow, today. I'm sorry. It's still yesterday to me. Today, I have lollipops and sweet tarts and everything. I bought a bulk. I bought a bulk thing. They're coming in today, and I'm gonna remail it right to Texas. I'm just gonna put Court Vibes logo on in the box. uh, Carolyn, I'll talk to you in Discord. That's I'll get a PO box. I have to get a PO box now. Apparently, guys. Every day I have to get something else. I just want to play court videos. Okay, Fozzie said I have to. Now I have to. Well, I'm not a pro. I'm a professional, George. I'm a freaking professional. No, I'm not because look, if I go on screen, look, Kelly, are you ready? Just the green screen. Oh, I put the camera up high. My background is gone. So no, no, I'm not gonna talk in front of a green screen. That's just weird. Yep, yep. Fozzie sent me a picture of my front door. I need to sweep my porch apparently. Oh man. Okay, let's we're gonna do court cases. We're here for court cases. Let's start. Listen, there's this sheriff in Polk County, Florida, down in Florida. And every day, I don't know if you've ever seen him or not. Every day he does this little video of bad guys that he caught or he's trying to catch or whatever. Every single day he posts something like this. Here's one of them. Here's yesterday's or sometime very recently. Good idea, Sarah. Fine.
Hello,
Okay.
everyone. It's time for morning briefings. I hope that you have your coffee. If not, run get it. This is, don't try that in a small town. This cup was given to us by Cowgirls, Jesus, and Rodeo. Now, that's pretty all American, wouldn't you think? So, enjoy some coffee and let's look at somebody that got a rodeo ride. Ernest McKnight, he's 39 years of age. He was wandering around in Juanita, Florida. He must have been telling himself, I'm tired of walking. So I'll go to the Dollar General and voila, somebody left their keys in a vehicle at the Dollar General. So he helped himself to the vehicle, thinking, hey, it's easier to drive to Lakeland from Juanita than walk. 46 minutes later, our deputies arrested him. Did you hear what I said? He only had the stolen car 46 minutes. When we captured him, put him in jail, and returned the vehicle unscathed, well, with a little less gas to the owner. Have a good day.
So I've been watching him for a long time. He's been doing this every day, and it's pretty good. Sometimes they're really sad, sometimes they're funny, but every day he does this little thing and publicly shames people. Hi, Lightfoot. Yeah, poor gas. So the funny thing is, I had this clip ready, and um, this guy stole the car, and they got it back right away. Well, today I went um, hopping around different channels that were going live, and I went to Mikey and Credence, or is it Credence and Mikey? Credence and Mikey, right? And they were amazing. It was great. They showed the most awesome police chase video that I've seen in a while. It was really good. And then I went to Biggins' channel, and he showed the same one, but that car was stolen, and that car was messed up. And if listen, go to Mikey's channel. Go to Mikey's channel and watch this police chase. It was so good. They did such a good job on it. Um, but this guy, I had this clip of a car that came back perfectly. That other car, man, after it wrapped itself around a tree, you can't drive it anymore. Not that I would know personally. I've never actually hit a tree, so don't start with cutting trees and stuff, guys. There will be no cutting of trees. There, I said it. Okay. Oh man, I have to see that one. A Lamborghini. Fozzie said, see now if I had my other software, I could just click a button and it would pop up on screen. But no. Fozzie said, Kathy got to see the stolen Lamborghini video from police activity. That one is crazy. Yep, gotta go watch that. Gotta go watch that. All right. Now we're going to I'm sorry, I don't remember where this courtroom is. None. But we're going anyways.
Birth? 4/15/1986. Mr. Dolan, the charge is battery being domestic in nature as a second or subsequent offense. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender? Public defender. I'll appoint the PD, State.
Your Honor, he has had 14 battery charges. 7 ended up as convictions, 7 were dropped. He also has 2018 burglary and criminal mischief. They request high bond.
All right. And Roland, I have an address for you on Ceylon Drive. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
I've been there for about 4 or 5 years.
All right. And Donald lives there as well?
That's my brother.
Yeah, but that's where he lives, right? Does Donald live at Ceylon? Is that where he lives?
If you call using drugs living, I guess.
Are you working these days?
Am I working?
Yep.
Yes.
What do you do?
Read books.
I'm going to set your bond at $10,000. Condition of the bond is that while the charge is pending, you'll have no contact with your brother. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message. Don't contact him through social media. Don't have a third person contact him. Don't go where he lives. Don't go where he works. You don't have any contact of any kind. Any way that you might imagine getting a message to him, I forbid you to do that. If you have contact and we find out about it, your bond can be revoked and you can be held without bond until the charges are resolved. It means no contact even if he wants the contact. So if you answer your phone and hear his voice, you should hang up. If you're out and about and see him, you should turn around and run the other way. You need to understand that he cannot drop the charges against you. That's not a decision he gets to make. He may go to the state attorney's office and ask them to drop the charges, but that decision belongs solely to the assistant state
so I'm not guilty. I'm not guilty, sir. I'm not guilty.
I didn't say you were guilty, did I?
Yeah.
As a matter of fact,
We all think he's guilty.
as a matter of fact, you knucklehead, I said that I presumed you were innocent, but you probably weren't listening, were you? The answer to that question is, yes, Judge, I was not paying any attention.
I was listening to...
No, you weren't, because you didn't hear anything I said. I don't care about guilt today. I'm trying to set conditions of pretrial release, but you don't understand that because you weren't paying attention. I'm going to hold you till 4 p.m., so if he wants to serve you with an injunction, we know where to find you. If you get out, you may go by that house on Ceylon one time to get your things, but you must contact the sheriff's office first. They would arrange a time to meet you there so you can pick up your things and get going where you're going. I'll have you back in court on the 13th of June. If you get out, you should go see the PD right away. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, as soon as he said knucklehead, I was all in on this video. You're right. Who said that? Who said that? Yeah, you're right, Mike. Knucklehead is such an underrated insult. It's so good. I need you to call at least everybody call 3 people a knucklehead today and see how it goes. I'm going to. I'm just going to. All right. Oh my gosh. Guess what, guys? I'm going to show a new judge. A judge we've never seen before. That's passive aggressive. See how I did that? I passive aggressively attacked another channel after I told everybody not to. Hey, that's how it works around here. All right, we're gonna go to Colorado for a 5-minute video of someone I think you're really gonna like. I think you're gonna like this guy. He is not a knucklehead.
The way that I can do that legally, that's what I will do. Okay? You get that? You understand what that means?
Yeah.
And your attorney doesn't certainly have to agree with that, and he can fight that, he can appeal that if that's what I do. But you, sir, don't deserve probation in this case because of the way you handled yourself on the Chaffee County case. That case could have been over with. You could have been on probation potentially in that case and it resolved these issues and not even picked this case up. You could have been done with probation on that case by the time you picked up this case, Mr. Parker. It's crazy to me that you handled yourself that way in that other case, but it's certainly appropriate for me to consider that. If you can't even come to court on a bond, you can't do probation. You need more structure than that. And I know that's not what your family wants to hear. And if my sentencing decision was based on the impact that my sentences have on families, nobody would ever go to prison. Nobody would ever go to community corrections. I'd never put anybody in jail because the impact on the family is that one thing. It always impacts your family. But you don't get that. I mean, I don't think you get that until you're sitting in front of a judge. That's the way I look at it. Because you had your chances on probation. You had your chances to address this alcohol problem and not end up in the same spot. So it makes no sense for me to put you on probation under those circumstances. I'm going to impose 6 years to community corrections. I'll impose a grant credit for 224 days. I'll impose the costs. I'll order restitution, leave that open for 42 days. I'm going to impose, and I've chewed you out here, Mr. Parks, and I apologize for doing that in front of your daughter. But doggone it, you needed it. So to the extent that the court has to impose a surcharge, I'll impose the minimum surcharges. Are there any other conditions you'd like, Ms. Turner?
No, thank you, Jeff.
Mr. Parks, here's how community corrections works. And frankly, I'm giving you a break, I think, giving the community corrections. You have the ability to work your way up to non-residential status in community corrections. And non-residential status is like being on probation, although you're still serving a sentence in community corrections. You can be living at home with your family. They'll certainly have you working. You can do treatment. So this is the type of sentence, Mr. Parks, that if you take advantage of it, you can move through the sentence fairly quickly and be in a position where you're back with your family. I've given you credit for the time you spent in custody. I don't normally have to do that. I've given you 6 years, which is a significant sentence, but it's deserved given the circumstances here. So I'm hoping that. So think about what you told me today, Mr. Parks, because I don't know if you're being truthful to me or not. I guess whether or not you really are ready to make the changes we'll see if you're able to make those changes to complete your sentence successfully. If you don't make those changes, then you'll be back in front of me at some point. Or down the road, you're going to pick up another DUI. You keep doing this, sir, and unfortunately you are going to hurt somebody. You're going to kill somebody. It may be you, maybe your daughter if she's in the car with you. So don't do that. Don't do that. Make the changes you need to make. And I hope this is the last time that you choose to drink and drive. It's foolish, Mr. Park. Foolish behavior.
That judge definitely uses the word knucklehead. What do you think? He has to. I bet he does. He chewed him out in front of his daughter and then he apologized, which sort of made it worse. Like, I'm sorry I chewed you out in front of your daughter. Just made it worse. Just made it worse. But he did need it. Bludger is, yeah. No, isn't that a verb when you bludger someone? If we're in court, we should know that word. Okay, so the next we did. Oh, that's it. We're up to Fleischer already, guys. Listen, it was a dry and boring court day. I tried, but nothing fell into my lap today. Nothing except for what I just showed you. But thank goodness we have Fleischer who's going to save us today. I don't know. I lost track of chat when I was doing this part, so I hope you guys are okay in chat. All right, let's go. Let's go to Fleischer.
Right there. Yes, sir. No, sir.
So this is a little long. Our Fleischer bit is a little long because somebody, I don't remember who, and I don't remember where. I don't know if it was in Discord or if it was somewhere else. I don't remember. But someone said that something good happens near the end of the docket today. And I kind of looked halfway because I was busy trying to fix this software and do shirts and do dinner and laundry. It's my day off, so I have to do everything. So I just got what I could, and we'll see when the good stuff comes. I hope it's a sub sit. I don't know what it is. Maybe some of you have already seen it on the other channels, and you can spill the beans and tell us if it's a sob set because I want to know.
Oh, really? Comacha?
Yes, sir.
Are you Lawrence Comacha?
Yes.
Mr. Comacha, you're charged with interference with the emergency request for assistance. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Mr. Judge, on May 4th, 2024, officers were dispatched to an assault. Prior verbal altercation occurred and complainant witness left to a gas station. The complainant stated that she sent a text message to the defendant stating,
sorry, is that a lawyer or is that Victoria right there in the pink shirt? Somebody tell me.
if you come near me, I will call the police. The complainant stated that the defendant then began walking to the gas station and eventually sat by the pump that was near her vehicle. Defendant then got up and approached her vehicle aggressively so she quickly called 911. Defendant then punched her in the back of the head. Following this, she stated that the dispatcher asked her for the address, and when she gave it, she stated that the defendant began reaching in the car for her phone. The complainant stated that the defendant eventually took her phone out of her hand and hung up while she was still on the phone with 911.
Guess they didn't feel enough to charge assault as well. Mr. Comacha, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm now ordering you as a condition of your bond not to go back to this gas station. Do you understand? I'm giving you a 500-foot exclusion and radius that you're not to go to this gas station. I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of weapons, not to have any contact with the complaining witness, and not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you have a dope or alcohol problem, I will put you in rehab in a heartbeat. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You for a living, sir?
I'm with the barber shop right now.
You have a steady income.
Just cut hair right now.
Apply for an appointed lawyer. Did you want to apply for a court-appointed lawyer, Mr. Comacha?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
What's his t-shirt? Is that a monkey with a pirate hat? That's what I see. I don't know what that means to a psychiatrist or anything, but when I look on his t-shirt, I see a monkey with a pirate hat. Am I close? What do you guys see?
Don't pick up any new cases. Don't be acting a fool in the free world. Otherwise, I will take the free world away from you. You understand? That way. So this was just out of the blue, boom, right?
Apparently she called their acquainted with each other. She texted them.
So they are acquainted with each other?
Yeah, because she texted them. That's what it was.
The drugs and alcohol were contact with the complainant, 200 feet around it.
500 feet around the gas station, right?
Lights or no lights?
No, not at this point. If he starts acting up, we will. Thanks, Anthony. Okay.
This next one, page 19, Khalil Ahmed, he was in custody. And then released.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Mr. Camacho, you can report over, sir.
You should start with your desk.
Mr. Khalil, you are charged with assault, bodily injury. You're also charged with evading arrest or detention. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine on both cases. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during questions and interviews in the state of Texas. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir. Did you get it?
Yes.
Okay.
On April 4th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a disturbance call. Officers made contact with the witness while talking with the witness. Officers noticed defendant exited from the back door of the business. Officers confirmed with the witness that it was the defendant. Officers tried to call defendant over to gather statement, but defendant took off. Officers told him to stop and ran after him. Officers detained defendant 200 feet away. Officers then spoke with the complaining witness who stated that the defendant is verbally aggressive to employees. On 4/6, witness stated that the defendant got mad that the complaining witness got chosen to leave work to get groceries. Complaining witness left and came back. Defendant then, out of rage, pushed all groceries on the floor and threw an apple at the back of the complainant's head, causing pain. Witness is defendant's father and employer of our complaining witness and defendant.
Wait, say that again?
The witness is defendant's father and employer of complaining witness and the defendant. So apparently it assumed, I'm thinking they both co-own, they both work for him. The witness works for both his father as well as the defendant. Action motorist job. Criminal history, he has possession of marijuana in Fort Bend, 2017, 3D and open family assault.
Do you have the rip done? I mean, this is a family issue, right? Do we know if family wants him back?
So Judge, we did attempt to call the complainant, but we weren't able to get a hold of him yet.
Mr. Khalil, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward in both of your cases. I don't know what we're going to do with you at this point. So for now, I'm going to have to take you to the jury box because I want to speak with you. Please gather your stuff and just take a seat for me in the jury room or in the box. No? No. What happened?
No, so the witness is the dad. The witness is
No, I can't. Okay.
All right. Page 29, Rogers, come on up.
Mr. Rogers, you stand charged yet again with burglary of a motor vehicle. You are facing a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir.
On February 29, 2024 in Harris County, Texas, officers responded to a discharge of a firearm call. On scene, officers observed 3 subjects with a shotgun. I'm sorry, let me just make sure. Officers on the scene also observed 3 subjects, one with a shotgun wound. Officer was told by the subjects that someone shot at them while they were standing in the apartment complex. Upon further investigation, officers discovered the subjects were shot at by the owner of a vehicle that subjects broke into. The owner of the vehicle told police that he saw the defendant and co-defendants breaking into his truck, and so he shot at them. There was a 4th defendant later found hiding in a wooded area by the apartments. Criminal history, theft.
Was this the gentleman that got shot?
No.
Who was the one that got shot?
We arraigned one of them last week, I think.
Right. We have one was dismissed. One is an open warrant.
Your Honor, I'm not sure, but I believe it was Mr. Moore because he has a warrant out for his arrest right now. The rest of them were arrested.
That's the one that was shot.
I believe so. And with regards to Mr. Aguiar, that was dismissed because they omitted his conditions of his felony on his deferred.
So we have theft 2021. I had to revoke your bond 3 times because you took off. Another theft in 22 where I had to revoke your bond 3 times because you took off and you failed to come to court numerous times. DWI in 21, evading arrest in a motor vehicle in 22. Last month, you had a burglary of a motor vehicle dismissed, and now you have another one. Tell me, State, how and what kind of conditions can we do to properly protect Harris County from this person?
Sir.
What can we do to protect Harris County from Mr. Rogers?
Judge, I think at this time, we'll defer to the court with regards to bond conditions. Until we can assign an attorney in which one we can request additional bond conditions. Yeah, just makes everyone.
You got a PR bond on this one? I don't think so. It goes with you. not over and over and over. Victoria Kimball, appoint him a lawyer, please.
Next judge, page 30.
Sepulveda?
Yes.
Francisco Sepulveda, come up.
Here you go. He didn't, Fozzie. He didn't say don't take it.
Mr. Sepulveda, you were on bond for a theft. You've now picked up another case while you're on bond, a failure to identify oneself while you were a fugitive from justice. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir.
This was on May 5th, 2024. Our officers were dispatched to a theft in progress and arrived on scene at 21:05 hours. Upon arrival, the officers detained and defended for theft of services at La Tapatía Mexican restaurant. Defendant consumed a meal at the restaurant and walked past all points of sale without paying his bill of $93.10. The defendant didn't have any form of identification and refused.
What did he eat for $93? He just walked out on a meal of $93. Did he have his whole family?
To give any information. Defendant was APHIS ID with an open Harris County warrant for larceny, misdemeanor theft more than 100 or less than 750, and the failure to appear out of your court here.
So wait.
They found the warrant. They saw the warrant.
I know, but what name did he give?
He refused to give any information.
Oh, he just flat out refused to give any information. Okay. Mr. Sepulveda, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. You were given yet another PR bond on your theft case. I don't think so. Not over and over and over. He goes with you.
Dude, you could have went to Taco Bell for $5.
Page 37. Uba Latron.
Uloa, come on up. Latron Uloa. Sir. Mr.
Do you guys remember Chi-Chi's? It was a chain. I don't know if it was everywhere though. We had a Chi-Chi's chain. It was a Mexican restaurant. I worked there. I was a server a long time ago, and their food was great, but their tequila was way better. I'd spend $90.
Uloa, you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during questions and interviews. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir. Please don't say anything. Okay.
This on March 23rd, 2024, officers were dispatched to Walmart in Harris County, Texas. The officers met with the complainant witness who stated that she observed on surveillance 2 adults, defendant and a co-defendant, passing all points of sale with merchandise totaling $100.88 without paying for them. Citing release citations for both the defendant were agreed upon in lieu of arrest. There's no criminal history.
Okay. Mr. Uloa, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to go to any Walmart. You understand, sir? Sir. Do not pick up any new cases. I'm not asking you to split the item here. Don't get in trouble. Don't be a public danger to Harris County, and you'll be fine with me. You understand?
Sure.
What do you do for a living?
Right now I'm unemployed.
How old are you? What are you planning on doing with your life at 19?
My life right and get it work on the shore.
Did you graduate from high school?
Sure.
Who do you live with?
Right now I live with my mom.
So what do you do all day?
I just recently got unemployed, but
You do what?
I said I recently got unemployed. I used to work at a warehouse.
What were you doing? Sorry?
Picking and packing.
What grade did you make it to? So you made it to senior.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you graduate?
So much back and forth.
What does that mean? Too much back and forth. Was it hard to get a ride to school?
Sure.
That's not a good excuse.
From school. I moved from the school zone back to, too far from school.
Get your high school diploma. It's your law.
Yes, sir.
If you think it's bad now, wait 20 years without any money. Be 40 years old. Life sucks without money. And I'm telling you, all the people in jail now, if you don't believe me, go look back there. They have no money, no prospects. That's why they're there. You'll never have a happy life without much money, Mr. Eloa. And if you don't, at the minimum, get your high school diploma, it's going to be a rotten life. This life is a miserable, it can be a great, grand life, or it could be something that's a miserable, rotten experience of a life. I'm telling you, it's either one way or the other. There's no in between. And if you don't have your high school diploma at a minimum, you will end up nowhere, penniless, walking the streets. Now, I am making it a condition of your bond that you, at a minimum, get your high school diploma. You understand?
Sure.
If you don't, you will be going to school with me. You catch my drift.
Yes,
And I'm
sir.
not joking. I'm not playing. You're smiling now, but you're not going to be smiling if you don't get your high school diploma. You understand?
Sure.
I will give you a lawyer today. I don't want you to go to any Walmarts. No weapons. Stay out of trouble.
Sure.
You understand?
Sure.
I'm not going to play this game with you. We can either make this a happy exchange between you and I, or it's going to be a really bad one.
Sure.
Got it?
Sure.
All right. Please. So I'm going to have you go to Victoria. I'm going to have you sign a reset, and then I'm going to have you take you to the jury box while we get all your paperwork. So no going to any Walmart, getting a high school diploma. And I guess we'll do the same thing that we always do, a 2-week reset to see where he is as far as enrolling into some kind of program.
Page 39, White, come on up.
Did we get the co-defendant in that case or no?
Yes.
Who is it?
Mrs. White. Is,
Oh, this next, her.
yes.
I'm sorry, girl.
White is the last name.
You can get anything at Walmart.
Is it Pascal? Paschal. Miss White, you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months of jail and or a $2,000 fine. I've already found probable cause in your case. So I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to go to any Walmart for any reason whatsoever. Do you understand? If you go to Walmart, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. You've already seen how this morning went. First 2 people came up. Was it first 2 or first? I'm telling you, I'm not asking for much. What do you do for a living, ma'am?
I'm a mom. I have some mom. With who you just talked about.
Do you have a 9-month-old with him?
That's why I'm in trouble.
Tell me, how do you get money? How do you survive? How do you eat? How do you feed the baby?
I can't do it.
Okay.
That's how I and then I have my family that also.
Okay. Did you graduate from high school? Same thing is going to apply to you.
Yeah, I took the graduate because I got pregnant and I couldn't finish so I had to do GED, which I just signed up for, but they closed the classes and I have to go fast.
Okay. I want you to go back, and I'm making that a condition of your bond. You must get your high school diploma. You understand? I'm going to bring you back in 2 weeks. I want to see what you've done to get your back into the GED program. If you don't, it's not going to go well for you. Have you signed up already? I want proof. I'm going to give you a lawyer today. I'm bringing you back in 2 weeks, and I want to see what you've done to get into the GED program. I want proof with your name that you're registered for classes. Do you understand, Ms. White? Okay. Stephen, do you mind giving both of them an application? Because I'm going to give you an application for an appointed lawyer. I'm going to have you sign a reset with Victoria, and then I'm going to take you to the juror box. Do not leave until you sign our bond contract as well.
Go ahead and sign. All right, Judge, page 16, Jackson, come on up. Cecil Jackson.
Angel Jackson.
Yes, sir.
Jackson, you're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you.
Jackson?
Yes.
Your Honor. On May 6, 2024, officers were dispatched to a major accident. The defendant stated she was drinking coming from a club at the time of the accident. The will witness was rear-ended. The defendant observed to have glossy eyes, slurred speech, and an odor of alcohol that emanating from her person. The officer began the standard field sobriety test. The first test, the horizontal gaze nystagmus, which could not be completed due to the defendant closing her eyes and not finishing the testing. The second test was a walk and turn, which the 8 out of 8 clues, which revealed 8 out of 8 clues. The defendant could not balance herself during instructions, started too soon, stopped while walking, missed heel to toe, stepped off the line, used her arms to balance, turned improperly, and did the wrong number of steps. The defendant did complete the walk and turn testing. The third test was a one-leg stand. The defendant had 3 out of 4 clues. DIC red, refused specimen, and a blood-borne was issued.
Ms. Jackson, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward in the case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license, ma'am?
I don't think so currently now that for the DWI. No.
I'm checking.
I'm running your license, guys. Do you have liability insurance?
No, sir. When the officer asked me to do the sobriety test, I had been in a major accident. My leg is not well. And I stated that when the officer asked me to do the sobriety test. Obviously, I was in a major accident. And I got in a major accident May 2nd as well with my son. Someone T-boned me. So
hold on.
No, Judge, let her go. We want to hear about the case.
Let's not get into the facts of the case. I've got a bunch of DAs here. Everything you say, they're just going to sit there, type it, use it against you. Now's not the time to get into the facts, try to build a defense. You'll get the opportunities. Now it's just not that time.
Yes, sir.
The only thing I want to know is whether you should be allowed to drive or not. 2 things you need to drive. Number 1, a Texas driver license. Number 2, liability insurance in your name. If you don't have either, then you cannot drive. So that's why I'm asking you, do you have a Texas driver license?
No, sir.
You are not allowed to drive then.
I have a Texas driver license, yes, sir. Currently, I don't have a vehicle. So I'm not driving anyway.
She's eligible, Your Honor. It shows that she's eligible.
I'm now making it a condition of your bond that you're not to drive any vehicle that doesn't have an ignition interlock. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
At some point, if you get a device, if you get a car, you may not drive it unless it has an ignition interlock in it. For the time being, since you're not going to drive, we're going to give you a portable handheld device that you're going to take with you everywhere you go to prove to us that you're not consuming alcohol. I am ordering you not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or drugs, you will go to jail. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
You have a lawyer today.
No, sir.
Tell me what you're doing about it.
What am I doing about an attorney? Well, I was waiting today to see if I can get representation and, see where I can go from there. If not, then I'll reach out for representation on my own.
If you work?
Yes, sir. Currently, I'm an entrepreneur. I work doing contracting work with nonprofit organizations. I'm freelancing, so not much at the moment, maybe $1,000.
A month?
Yes.
Hi, new people. Look, Court 5 shirts.
You have children?
I have one child.
You get support for the child?
I do from his dad.
Okay. If you'd like, I can give you an application for an appointed lawyer. I can see whether you qualify. I need to know everything about you, what you have, what kind of cars you have, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, money in the bank. I need to know everything about you because you have to meet the federal poverty guidelines before you qualify for an appointed lawyer.
Okay.
So if you'd like, I can give you an application. You can fill it out and I'll take a look at it and then we'll see whether you qualify. If not, then you'll have to go hire a lawyer.
Let me tell you, it would take a long time to list all my stocks, bonds, and mutual funds.
Remember,
oh yeah,
no alcohol, no driving unless the vehicle has an ignition interlock. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I will not be empathetic if you sit there and you start consuming alcohol or you drive. I mean, the worst possible thing you can do is get in a car and drive without either a license or an ignition interlock. There's no faster way to get to jail. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Please. Yeah. Anthony, you don't have to ask. Just come up.
So she had a magistrate order here. I fixed it though because they never covered the no alcohol. So I went based.
That's okay. Just use that. Use that. Yeah, that's fine. But she doesn't have a car, so I would say let's get her a portable device. Yeah. Thanks. Hey, Josh, talk to me. You ready?
Right.
You ready on DeForest?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, bring him up, Josh. Come on, bring him up.
thank you, Kelly. You're brilliant. Okay, earlier was just a sneak peek. That's why we didn't continue with that software because it was only a sneak peek. That was all.
Good morning, Mr. Forrest. Ma'am, you're charged with failure to stop and give information. You're facing up to 6 months of jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you a 6-month deferred. This is a type of probation that if you complete it successfully, you don't end up with a conviction on your record, but you can't tell
Oh my gosh, am I not muted?
people it was dismissed. It was not dismissed. You merely took a probation, completed it successfully, and didn't end up with a conviction. You understand? You must also understand that you give up almost every right known to man by entering into this agreement. If you violate this, you allow me to put you in jail for 180 days. You understand? If you test positive for drugs or alcohol, if you don't do your either course on time, if you don't do your community service, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to put you in jail. We're only going to talk about if you violated this probation. If you did, you're looking at 6 months in jail. You understand? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement, you can never change this. You're stuck with this forever. Are you doing this freely and voluntarily? Okay. How do you plead to the offense, man? I will not find you guilty. I will withhold that. All you must do is an effective decision-making class. You must do a driver's safety course and 12 hours of community service. Is that how you understand it? I will make you a deal. If you get this done quick, I'll take you off quick in half the time. I will reward you if you do your classes quick. You're nice to everybody. Don't test positive. I'll take you off in half the time. Come back, get everything done early. I'll take you off early. You understand? All right. Good luck, man. Thanks. Mr. Anderson, do you have a lawyer today?
So I need a little bit more time.
Okay, we'll give you more time. If you want to head on over to Victoria, we'll have you sign a receipt. We'll get you out of here, sir. Please. Mr. Gorman, do you have a lawyer today?
No, sir, I do not.
About that.
If I can get a little more time, I did find one that will allow me to.
I will give you more time.
Thank you, sir.
You're reset over there. Don't say anything. I've got a bunch of DAs here.
Yes,
okay?
sir. Thank you.
Please. Victoria, what was his last name?
Hicks. Page 15.
Mr. Hicks, do you have a lawyer today?
No, sir, I do not.
Tell me what you're doing about that.
I need to get some more time.
Done. We'll have you sign a reset. We'll get you out of here, sir. The longer you take, the longer this is it's only hurting you. This is a DWI second. If you've not hired a lawyer yet, it's very possible that your license is now suspended. You guys mind running his license, please? And Mr. Hicks.
It's not suspended yet.
Sorry?
It's not suspended
It
yet,
will
sir.
be.
Yes, sir, I know.
If you've not hired a lawyer, requested the ALR hearing, it's a matter of weeks.
I don't.
Okay. Mr. Hicks, you're now not allowed to drive. Your license has now been suspended. When you pick up a DWI, not only do you have a criminal case, but you also have an administrative case versus DPS. And if you fail to hire a lawyer and take care of that administrative case, DPS suspends your license. And it could be a 2-year license suspension now because this is a second offense. I don't know, but that's why we have lawyers. So as it stands now, your license is suspended. You are not allowed to drive. And I'm going to have you sign an affidavit with me today promising me that you're not going to drive. If you drove here, you may not drive home. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, sir.
If you're caught driving, because I'm going to have you sign an affidavit. If I find that you drive in violation of this affidavit, I'll have a contempt hearing. You'll be facing an additional 6 months every time you drive. And I'm telling you now, I don't take anything more serious than when someone drives without a license. Don't. Yeah, please. All right, I'm gonna have you come up here, swear to us that you're not gonna drive, and after that, we'll get you to Victoria, okay, sir? Please.
Page 26, Mosley.
Hey, Mireles didn't show up today, did Right. Mr. Mosley, do you have a lawyer today?
No, sir.
Tell me what you knew about that.
I needed more time to time I had caught this case. I had spoken with the work.
Don't. You just said you want more time?
Yes, sir.
That's all right. We'll have you go to Victoria. We'll have you sign a receipt. We'll get you hired. When you come back, just have a lawyer, sir. Okay, Ms. Washington.
Stetson Lockett.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Lockett. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow, so you're facing a year in jail and/or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 3 days in jail, credit for the 2 days that you've done. Understand that this charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life.
Yes, sir.
If you're ever pulled over, the first thing an officer does is they're going to run your license to see what kind of prior criminal history you have. If they see a prior DWI, they roll up on your window and they smell alcohol or dope. What do you think is going to happen? Right. What we're doing today is a veritable slap on the wrist. It will not happen again. From now on, you are facing a minimum of 90 days in jail. And if you're not smart enough to consider how to get home on a night of drinking, you will be doing a lot of time in jail. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement, you can never change this, undo this. There's no buyer's remorse from now on. You understand?
Yes, sir.
You're doing this freely and voluntarily, and no one's forcing you to do it, right?
Correct, sir.
Okay. How do you plead to the offense, sir?
Guilty.
I will find you guilty. I will follow the agreement. I'm going to suspend your license for 90 days, sir. Do not drive until you get a license. Good luck to you. Thanks. Thanks, guys.
Okay. Step up further.
Let's ask you a question.
Let me ask you, do you think that we should give you a PR bond, Mr. Rogers?
Yes, sir.
Why?
It's proof that I didn't do anything.
I'm not talking, I'm talking, you know, the problem is, Mr. Rogers, is sometimes we have to save people from themselves because they're their own worst enemy. You had a burglary of a motor vehicle dismissed 3 weeks ago, not to mention all the other cases you've had with us. You scare me. And by chance, someone is not dead at this moment. Mr. Rogers, you live in Houston. You don't live in Montana, Wyoming, where you can be in being and then nothing happens. People get shot for this kind of stuff and they get killed. And not a month ago, someone else was killed for this very same type of case. And now you see your guy was shot with a shotgun. What's it going to take? But
it looks like the case that was dismissed 3 weeks ago was a refile. This new case, if I'm not mistaken, is arising out of the same transaction, same offense date.
This is the same case? What?
Yeah,
What happened?
It wasn't a refile, it was just a duplicate file. So the new case was dismissed, but the original BMV is saying, but it was a duplicate file.
So it's not a new case. It's not a new BMB.
No, Judge, it's the same transaction. It was just a duplicate filing, so when we caught it, we dismissed the new case and kept the original BMV.
But he still does have this one true BMB.
One true BMV charge, yes.
I just wanted to bring that to the court.
No, that's a big deal because I thought that he had just gotten one dismissed. I guess not. Okay.
Doesn't diminish that he was here on the evading in 22, but that was the last time he was in trouble is what I'm looking at is the evading up in felony court in 2022.
So what do we need to do to ensure that you don't pick up any more cases?
Okay.
I stay out of trouble.
You done caught this case?
I ain't doing, I ain't nothing.
I mean, we'll get the evidence. We'll see, because the evidence don't lie, right? We'll get videos. There's video, right? Yeah, we'll get video. We'll see. But fact remains is, how do we ensure, number one, that you show up to court? Number two,
the court, sir. I never miss court, sir. I never missed a day of court. Never, ever. I show the court every time, on time.
here's what we're going to do, Mr. Rogers. I'm putting an ankle monitor on you because I want to know where you are at all times, and I'm giving you a curfew. You are not allowed out past 9 p.m., and I don't want you to have any contact with the co-defendants in this case and not to be in possession of weapons. And I'm going to tell you now, you pick up a new case, I will literally spontaneously combust because I will be so upset. Do you understand? If you ever fail to come to court, your bond is going to be so high, your neck will go 360 degrees. Do you understand, Mr. Rogers? No dope, no alcohol, and I'm going to test you in 30 days. If I find that you're smoking dope, weed, anything, you will stay with me. I'm going to allow him to keep the PR bond now because I thought he had just gotten it dismissed, but it was a duplicate filing. So he, in fact, didn't have one that was just dismissed.
And on top of that, his previous cases were dismissed back in 2022, 2020. The last case I'm looking at was a case out of this court in 2019 that was filed.
I just know that on the DWI and the two thefts, he was MIA at 5003 all those times. So I know that, to me,
understood, Judge.
You know, I will give you this one and only chance, Mr. Rogers. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
But I've got you in a curfew. I've got something on your ankle. Waive the fee, please. No smoking any weed. Don't get in trouble. And for no weapons. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thanks. Thank you, Mr. Slider.
They drive.
Yeah. No, so, no. 30 days. What do you do for a living, Mr. Perez Garcia?
I'm a truck driver, sir.
How have you been living now? How have you been living now?
I haven't been working. Right now, I haven't been working.
You know, the only thing that we ask for and the only thing we want is our streets to be safe. That's all we want, you know. And when we have that problem, if you make our life give us a hard time, then we do it twofold to you. I don't want to keep you from working. I don't want to keep you from being a productive member of society. But if you're going to rain hell on everybody else on earth, what are we supposed to do? You know?
Understand.
You've been doing well so far. At least I haven't heard of any issues so far, which is good. That's all we're asking. Self-control. All of your cases here, assault, violation of protective order, terroristic threat, assault, Berg Hab, VPO again, criminal mischief. No self-control. You get upset. You wig out and do whatever you want to do without thinking. Sometimes you have but a nanosecond to think, Mr. Perez Garcia. Because with your history, if you pick up a serious felony, you could be in really deep shiza. You know what I mean? You've been to the penitentiary.
Yes, sir.
How many times? So you pick up a serious felony, you could be a potentially 15 to life case. That's why I'm saying self-control. You know, and the likelihood is whoever you're in a fight with, if you were to show self-control and if you were to show patience, you, instead of getting angry, you probably would piss the other person off tenfold even more by showing and being calm, cool, and collected. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
That's what life's about. What do you want from me?
get the restriction off from driving because I got to drive for my job and the curfew because I'm a truck driver. I work, sometimes I work days, sometimes I work nights, sometimes day and night, you know.
How do we know that we're going to be protected if we let you out in the middle of the night and driving wherever you want to go? That's my only concern.
I'll be working, sir.
When he goes out of town, Judge, he stays there for weeks at a time. He's 3 to 4 weeks on, 1 week off. That's kind of the way his job works, which also complicates the drug testing, the curfew GPS thing. I was asking for you to remove those as well. He was in an isolated situation with his mom. She's fine with him.
Now? Where's mom now?
I guess at home. I was the one that called the police when this happened.
I don't want to know about the facts. I just want to make sure that you're not going to have any more issues with mom. Or was it sister as well?
Stepdad.
And no more issues with stepdad. That's all we want.
I promise you I won't. I promise you.
I'm telling you, if I have any issues.
You won't, sir.
Okay. I like that you've been behaving yourself the last couple months. You've been doing good. Just keep it up. Self-control.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm okay with it. Ms. Casanova.
And driving also to remove the
Yeah, as long as you have a license, you have a CDL or what do you got?
Yes, sir. CDL.
Yep, you must have insurance, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, as long as you got license, insurance, behave yourself. I'm cool with it. You pick up a new case, I'm telling you.
That won't happen, sir.
You're gonna lose it.
That won't happen.
Okay.
Judge, with regard to the curfew, the GPS,
Take it off.
And the drug testing, because there wasn't really drugs involved, Judge. It's not that he doesn't want a drug test. He's supposed to come.
I don't
twice
want you to use drugs or alcohol. That's it. And if you get called upon wherever you are in life, if you're in Laredo, if you're in Odessa, go to a Quest Diagnostics and you can test there. Get the results to Ms. Casanova and she can get it to me.
Currently, he is required to come twice a week to get tested. Can we change that then to?
I will do that. Yeah. Right. So we'll do the random calling. Okay. If you get called, you go to Quest Diagnostics. Don't go to Punka City Labs because you can buy a result there.
Oh, no.
I want a legitimate lab like Quest Diagnostics and then I'm cool with it. Okay. Okay, guys.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you very much.
Take your hands out of your pocket, step all the way up to the edge.
I feel like we see.
You said Robinson?
Smith, page 32.
All right, Mr. Smith, you have a lawyer today.
Actually, I have some development news. So
this isn't, you get to say what you want to say. I've got a bunch of DAs here. Whatever you say, they're going to use it against you. Do you understand?
I'm very aware of
You
that.
need a lawyer to represent you in this case.
At this point, not anymore. That's what I'm saying. If you will let me complete my sentence, the victim stopped me while I was walking home and she told me that she's dropping the case today, that she's calling the DA today.
If you have contact with this person,
She stopped me.
I'm going
We
to
live in the same place.
put you in jail. Mr. Smith, you are not supposed to have contact with this person, even if they reach out to you. I admonished you of that the last time you were here.
I did, and I followed your order, Your Honor, but she literally stopped me to say that she didn't know that they were arresting me and that she told the DA that she's not pursuing any charges on the case and that she's going to call to drop the case. That's literally what she told me.
Part of no contact do you not understand,
She
sir?
came to me.
Mr. Smith,
Your Honor, she works in the liaison office. My roof is leaking inside of my closet, so I had to go in there regardless to speak to them anyway. But while I was in there, she stopped me, literally.
Mr. Smith, you need a lawyer to represent you. Do you have a lawyer today?
No, sir, give me 30 more days and I'll have a lawyer.
This is your last reset. And if you ever have contact with this person again, I will revoke your bond and I'm going to make it sky high. I don't care if she stops you, she emails, text messages. Do you understand, Mr. Smith?
Yes, sir.
This is not a laughing matter.
It's not a laughing matter at all, Your Honor. I take it very seriously. But I'm also very aware that the 260,000 cases of which people being sexually assaulted and that got swept under the rug, how this is just being elevated and it's not that serious.
If you go to jail for 180 days, I bet you'd think it's serious. You have 30 days, sir. That's it.
One and sign for your reset, please.
Take you back that office.
Darnell Harris pleading into an interference, trespass. Darnell Harris.
Mr. Harris, you're charged with 2 cases. You're charged with interference with the duties of a public servant. You're also charged with criminal trespass. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine on each of those cases. You've worked out an agreement. I'm assuming. What have you guys worked out?
It's going to be time served on the interference and criminal trespass going to be dismissed.
3 days in jail, credit for the 1 day that you've done on the interference, and they're willing to dismiss the trespass. Is this how you understand it, Mr. Harris? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement, you can never change this, undo this. You're stuck with this forever. Is this what you want to do, sir?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense, sir? I will find you guilty and I will sentence you to 3 days in jail. I will give you credit for the 1 day that you've done. I'll roll your court costs so you won't owe anything. Good luck to you, sir. Oh, one more thing. From now on, we're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. You understand?
Yes,
so be very careful. The next time you pick up a criminal case, whatever it may be, it could land you in for a long time.
Hi, Victoria. Hope you have a good day in Judge Fleischer's courtroom today. Tell Melissa.
Good luck, Mr. Harris. Okay, that way.
Khalil.
Okay.
I think got the.
Yes, Your Honor. So I did make contact with the father, which is the witness, Mr. Phil Baccarat Khalil. He states that he doesn't want his son there, but he has no place to go. But he said, I mean, that's what he says. So he's okay with him being there. He said he lives on the 2nd floor and the shop is on the 1st floor.
Come up, Mr. Khalil. You need to hear this.
So according to Mr. Khalil, he said he's torn between being a father and running a business. He wanted him to know that he can't do that. He did say that since the complainant witness, Pedro, they have since spoken. I did get an opportunity to speak. The complainant witness works during the day, but he did let me know that he does speak Spanish and he would need an interpreter. But he said that they have spoken, so they're okay. But he said just for precaution, he doesn't want the complainant, the defendant to come to the shop, but he's okay with him being in the house, although they're okay.
How is that? I mean, one's on top of the other.
Floor, but he didn't have to come into the shop. He made it clear that he didn't have to come into the shop.
Mr. Khalil, did you understand that?
Yes. Additionally, he did share some things. He shared a little background. He said that the defendant recently went through a divorce, and unfortunately during the divorce, he became addicted to drugs, and he's been trying to get him off drugs and just making sure that he doesn't do drugs. And so this is the father just stating.
That's hearsay. I mean, that's hearsay. It's dicta. I mean, they just
going by the way.
But that's not going to say that for S and giggles, right? I mean, they're not going to say that he's on dope when he's, cause for concern.
Because of that, that's one of the reasons. I'm just saying this is what, according to the father, he's just stating that that's one of the reasons he don't trust him to be in the store or whatever. But he wants to keep him safe, and he just wants him whatever help the court could give him. And I'm only going by what the dad said. I'm only going what was told to me according to the report.
Okay, I got you. Appreciate it. Appreciate that, candidate.
Mr. Khalil. No drugs, no alcohol. Stand, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, you cannot go back to the store, but you can go back to the house. Okay? Can you get to the house without going through the store?
Yes.
Okay. I don't want you to pick up any new cases. I don't want you to have contact with the person, the complaining witness in this case. Do you understand?
Yes.
Who is that, Kevin? So he knows exactly.
It is Pedro Perez. Pedro Luciano Perez.
Contact with this person, no weapons. We've given you a lawyer. You're out in the free world. Understand that if you get arrested and your bond gets to $10,000, who's going to do it for you? So please, all we're asking you to do is be nice. Don't pick up any new cases.
Okay.
All right? Okay. So I'll have pretrial craft the order, just no drugs, no alcohol, no contact with the complaining witness, no weapons. And that's it.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. Thanks. Oh, guys, random you wait. Yeah, we need to make sure he's not using it. Wave, everything wave. Yeah.
Just before I heard RUAs, I did file one, but we can just.
It's okay. Can you do me one favor? Would you let them know what the store is so they know what it's called, but that they can go to the house?
Yes.
Okay. Aaron. No, just whatever Trinidad wants.
Appreciate it.
We'll go with Lopez.
Thank
first.
you, Trinidad.
I'm gonna have two police officers that please bringing out my clients.
Okay.
I think we'll go with Lopez first since we need Luis for him.
Any bond? No. No. Both in custody?
Both in.
Okay.
And I did you bail hearings and we're just waiving them on both, Judge.
Got it. Okay.
Chain gang?
Everybody's different.
It makes me nervous. That's what, do you notice when I do this?
And there was a trial like last week in Montgomery County. Defendant was pro se and he had standby counsel. And in the middle of it, he got the tie and he started choking his standby counsel with it.
When was this?
It was like last week or 2 weeks ago
Really?
in Montgomery. Yeah.
See, the feel like we don't know.
No, why did we have to go up there first? Yeah. That doesn't speak English.
Sorry. Yes.
Thanks.
That's a lot nicer, man.
I remember I had this guy, it was grade 11B hearing upstairs in Judge Lacayo's court. 6'4", 320. And he had some mental health issues. And we like needed. No, just like I was like, Aaron, well, why don't you leave about 4 speeds in between them? Like, yeah, let's pretend this is effective representation.
Here it's an MHA.
Yeah, MRP, Your Honor, I believe.
What are we doing?
Time served.
This is on my best.
They're both going to be time served, but he asked about Ramirez, the MRP.
Okay. Oh, God.
I think Chief drew it up as 3 days, Your Honor, but he does have 37 days credit.
The other one is it Ramos?
López.
Xavier?
Buen día, señores. Pasen aquí, por favor. Buenos días, me llamo Luis, intérprete, mucho gusto. Just trying to set up. Thank you, sir. Solo, no, señores, aquí al
And
frente.
then the other one, that's 3 with 37 days.
All right. Good morning, gentlemen. You were facing criminal charges. Mr. Lopez, you were here. You were charged with driving while intoxicated. Looks like you've worked out an agreement where they're offering you 3 days in jail, credit for the 5 days that you've done. Both of you are giving up a lot of rights by entering into the agreements that you're doing today. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. What's particularly sad about you, Mr. Lopez, is that you are actually out free and clear. We gave you a PR bond. All you had to do was show up, and if you had shown up, good things probably would have happened. But because you failed to show up, we issued a warrant, and now you have an immigration detainer. So you will remain in custody now until immigration is done with you, which is who knows how long. Perhaps in the future, you will think twice about missing court. I will tell you this, that you're now pleading guilty to this DWI. It will go on your record. If you were ever in a car driving and you get pulled over and you smell like alcohol, you will come right back to jail. And from now on, you will be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. Do you understand?
Yes.
Speak to the offense of driving while intoxicated. Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will find you guilty. I will sentence you to 3 days in jail. I will give you credit for the 5 days you should have done. I'm going to suspend your license for 180 days, sir. Do not drive until you get a license. Good luck to you, sir. Mr. Ramirez, you were placed on probation for an assault of a family member. It didn't work out. Is it true or untrue that you violated your probation? I will find that is true. I will revoke your probation, sentence you to 3 days in jail, but you have 37 days credit, so you have more than sufficient. I will tell you that you now have an affirmative finding of family violence. What that means is that if you ever pick up on one of these cases like this, you will be charged with a third-degree felony. You will be looking at a minimum of 2 years in prison, a maximum of 10 years in prison. Do you understand? Have you ever been to the penitentiary before? Careful, because it might be next time. You can also never own a gun or ammunition as a result of this as well. That in and of itself is a Class A misdemeanor. You understand? Is it? Okay, well, you've already said true. I will sentence you to it. Good luck to both of you guys. Thanks.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks, Aaron. Good morning, Mr. Terrell. Mr. Terrell, you were placed on probation for disorderly conduct with a firearm. Looks like it didn't work out. Is it true or untrue that you violated your probation?
True.
Okay. You know where
May I please the court?
Please.
I believe that the offer was 30 days in jail. He has 30 days here, and he also has 119 days where he was in a residential facility. I'm asking the court to go ahead and give us credit for that because that will affect his time up in Montgomery County. They're going to use that. They just needed to have confirmation, and your CLO was kind enough to give me confirmation of the days that he was actually in custody on the day.
Did he have a hold or he was in actual?
He had a hold here. He was in custody of Montgomery County. I brought him down here to finish this case.
What was he in Montgomery County for?
He has a possession of controlled substance.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
Thank you.
So what's the total credit?
The total is 119 days in the residential facility, 30 days in jail. So, yes,
So we want to do 30 credit for 149? Okay.
yes. Thank you, Your Honor.
Sure.
You take care. Have a great day.
49 days. All right, so you said it's true. All right, sir, I will revoke your probation, sentence you to 30 days in jail. I'll give you credit for the 149 days that you've done. Understand if you're on probation or parole somewhere else, this may affect that, resulting in further confinement. So next time, before you get on probation, I would be very careful.
Oh, I think he's coming back.
Well,
I'm not coming back. No, sir.
you know how many people tell me that?
We've heard that before. Take care, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
We'll see you next time. All right?
I just did the first one. What is your name, sir? Johnson?
Sir. Well, your arm.
Come up, Mr. Johnson. Hey, take a seat for me in the jury box, sir. Yeah, but who's this gentleman? Yes, Sepulveda, but who's?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Mr. Martin, super court.
Page 30.
Yes, ma'am.
got it.
Your name?
Ramon, are you ready?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
He's not a citizen, Judge. He's a resident, but he's not a citizen, so you just have to use some precaution here.
So you are a resident, is that right? You realize that the more criminal cases you pick up, the higher likelihood you have of them revoking that residency. Do you understand? So you have a prior theft that was dismissed in 1996, an evading arrest in a motor vehicle in 1996, another theft in 96, assault, bodily injury in 1999, 2004 was your first DWI, 2009 DWI second, 2011 bribery, 2016 driving while intoxicated, third offense, 2018 assault of a family member, and now in 23 and 24 you've picked up a theft and a failure to ID. When does it stop, Mr. Sepulveda? Is it prison when it's going to finally stop? Is that what we need to do to get you to protect you from yourself, Mr. Sepulveda? You now stand charged with theft and failure to identify oneself to a peace officer. You're facing up to 6 months in jail on the theft and up to a year on the failure to identify oneself. What are we doing today, Mr. Den?
Time's open, Judge. But dismiss the failure to ID.
Understand that you're now pleading guilty to the theft case. Do you know what happens if you pick up another theft? You will now be charged with a felony offense. For a pack of gum you steal, you will be looking at years in custody. No more days, years. And with your priors, it could probably enhance you to a very long and stiff sentence. Do you understand, Mr. Sepulveda?
And Judge, may the record reflect that I informed Mr. Sepulveda that this is my first appointment with him. I had not had an opportunity to review the video. I informed him that, and he said that he wanted to plead guilty and I wanted me to do the proper discovery research.
Is this in fact true, Mr. Sepulveda? Do you want to plead guilty today?
Look at me, sir.
Do you want to plead guilty to this? You will be released, but you have to.
And more importantly, Mr. Sepulveda, like I said, the more criminal cases you pick up, they're building blocks, and they build to bigger, greater, longer sentences to where at some point you end up in prison. Because that's what happens when you continue to pick up criminal cases. Prosecutors get the idea, well, this guy just not getting it. Perhaps 2 to 3 years in prison might get him to think twice about stealing a pack of gum or a plate of enchiladas. Is this what you want to do today? You were doing this.
Yes.
You were doing this freely and voluntarily.
Yes.
You give up many rights. You give up. You can call me ma'am, sir. I don't care.
Sir.
My only issue is I want you to be very, very aware that with your 15 priors that you have now, it could very well, next case you land or you pick up, could very well land you in prison for a very stiff sentence. That's the only thing I'm trying to impart to you, because I don't think you get it so far.
Yes, sir.
You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement, you are stuck with this forever. This isn't Target where you can return something because you don't like it. Once you plead guilty to something, it stays on your record and it's there even after you die. You understand, Mr. Sepulveda? How do you plead to the offense of theft? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
For purposes of the record, today is May 13th, 2024. It's approximately 11:17 in the morning. And John Dixon has been appointed to represent Mr. Sepulveda. Mr. Sepulveda was on bond for a theft from October of 2023, had taken off and had an arrest warrant out, and he was recently picked up when he picked up a new case of failure to identify oneself while being a fugitive from justice. And for purposes of the record, Mr. Sepulveda wants to plead guilty, and the plea bargain is a plea on the theft. They will dismiss the failure to identify oneself. And this is going against the advice of counsel, but Mr. Sepulveda has indicated that you still want to go through with this plea bargain. Is that right? You still want to plead guilty to the offense, right? Okay. So how do you plead to the offense? Guys, keep it down, please. I will find you guilty. I will follow the agreement, and I will sentence you to 4 days in jail. I will give you credit for the 4 days that you've done. Like I said, this will go on your record. The next theft case you pick up, you'll be charged with a felony, sir. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And your other case will be dismissed on motion of the state. Always a pleasure. Hey, what's new, man?
Same old, Judge. Just fighting, good fighting every day, man.
Feel your pain.
Hey, we all got the bow ties on, looking sharp, you know?
What's new? Can we do probable cause on this gentleman, please?
Yep, he got the nicest compliment on his bow tie, and he deserves it. He deserves it.
Mr. Jabrea Johnson, you're charged with now theft. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you. You are on probation for a felony assault case, and now you picked up a theft.
Yes. So you're on defendant 1 Johnson and defendant 2 Rogers on 5724 and Bath Body Works in Harris County, Texas. They were while doing surveillance on the front door from inside of the marked vehicle. Officers observed the vehicle back into a parking space right behind the officer's vehicle. Officers saw both defendants enter the store. Complaining witness, which was an employee, stated that both defendants picked up a tan store tote used to help customers carry their selected products to the cash register and started quick selecting multiple 3-wick candles, small room sprays, smaller candles, and then multiple gift sets. The complainant stated that both defendants exited the store, passing all points of sale and stealing 69 items worth a total of $2,305.55. Both defendants then made their way to the silver Volvo S60 bearing Texas license plate number TPM 7161 and put all the stolen items in the back seat of the silver Volvo. And both defendants made their way into the vehicle. That's when officers and other members of the unit detained and took them into custody.
Ring people. Remember, we have several. A ring where they just go on a bender with these and then they sell them at pennies on the dollar.
The record doesn't reflect that.
Do we have the co-defendant as well?
Yes, defendant. Well, I don't know if we have defendant Rogers. He has an active felony probation warrant for assault.
That's defendant Rogers, but we do have the judge.
Okay, Mr. Johnson, I'm ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to randomly test you. I'm going to test you in 30 days from today. You test positive for dope 30 days from today, I'm going to lock you up. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
No smoking weed.
Yes, sir.
30 days from today gets tested. I'm now putting an ankle monitor and I'm also ordering you not to go to any Bath and Body Works whatsoever. Do you understand? No contact with the co-defendant in this case as well.
Yes, sir.
What do you do for a living?
I work at Minute Maid downtown. By the Astros.
You work at the ballpark? You work at the ballpark?
Yeah.
Do we know that felony knows about this new case? You're on felony probation, so I would imagine it's extremely close. At some point, they're going to issue a felony warrant for your arrest. That's why I was asking now, Mr. Johnson. It's just
I'll talk to my probation officer.
It's not up to the probation officer, and I'm telling you, I would be on the lookout. If I were you, I would get a lawyer ASAP because it's just a matter of time before they issue a felony warrant for your arrest.
Any other questions today? Looks like I missed it because I notified Rogers. Felony.
Okay, you can waive the fee, please. We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. 3. Yeah, and then so reset 30 days to come back here to take a drug test. Okay. That way.
Hey. Your Honor, I am here on Mr. Marlo Simmons. Mr. Simmons was a candidate for PTI, charged with DWI. BAC .09, has no criminal record. Was supposed to have had the character letters in and forwarded to Mr. Beeler for approval. Unfortunately, he did not do that. I'm respectfully requesting, since he has no record at all, requesting to give the young man a 30-day reset to have all of this.
Come up.
Yes, sir.
What do you do with your life,
Hi,
Mr.
Mr.
Simmons?
Dixon.
Doing what? Doing what?
Packaging protein shakes, waters, different beverages.
Okay. Do you know what your lawyer wanted you to do? What did he want you to do?
Get together so I can turn them in.
For what?
My PTI.
What did you do?
Getting the letters together, but between working 6 days a week, 12-hour shifts at night, it's kind of hard for me to do that.
Your case is 170 days old. When did he advise you of this?
Last time we were here, 30 days ago.
33 days ago.
Was that the only time that he was first advised of this opportunity?
Yes, sir. I haven't had this case that long, Judge.
He appointed you in February.
Yes, sir.
So it's been 3 months, give or take. You know, you can pay for this the easy way, or you can pay for this the hard way. But you're going to pay for this one way or the other. It's going to cost you out the wazoo. Whether you take a conviction or if you get this thing dismissed. I'm going to tell you, if this thing goes on your record, it'll trail you for the rest of your life, and it will give you heartache for the rest of your life. Whether you want to buy a new car, whether you want to get a car insurance, whether you want to get a loan to buy a house, whether you want to apply for a credit card, they will see a DWI and you will have to explain yourself for the rest of your life. If you ever want to apply to become licensed by the state, if you ever want to do something for the state, you will have to explain yourself on this DWI. And I'm telling you, with the conviction of a DWI, not only will you have to pay out the wazoo to DPS just to maintain your license, your insurance is going to skyrocket for the next 30 years. You will have to pay triple, if not quadruple insurance that what a normal Joe Schmidt would have to pay. You can do this the easy way, or you can do this the hard way. But your case is now 170 days old, and I'm done toying and I'm playing with you. I will give you one last opportunity. If you have the heart, Mr. Simmons, you can do anything in life. I promise. If I can become a lawyer, if I can be a judge, then anybody can do anything. I'm telling you. So, how long will it take you to get the remaining letters to get into this? Or, I mean, I don't, do you not want to do this program? Because you don't have to. How long will it take you to get the letters together? I'm not giving you 30 days. Your case is 170 days old as it is. No. By 180 days, I set cases for trial. In 10 days is when I usually set them for trial. I will give you 3 weeks. If you do not have it done in 3 weeks, that's it. That tells me that you just don't care. Because you could get it done on a Sunday. You have at least 1 day a week that you're not working. So I've given you 3 absolute full days for you to get it done. And if you don't, then that just tells me you don't care. And if you don't care, why would I care? You understand? Okay. We'll see you in 3 weeks.
Thank you, Judge. Take care of you.
Judge, this is Webb on page 51 and 52.
Okay.
This might be it, guys.
You, oh, whoa. You were on bond for a DWI and you picked up a new DWI.
You say whether you were guilty, actually you picked.
So he had a felony warrant for a felony possession of a controlled substance. March 5th, he picks up a DWI. I guess he gets out, right? Because then 3 days later, he picks up another DWI and simultaneously picks up another felony assault.
About the other assault.
Yeah, so he picks up a continuous judge, on the, so.
Hey, don't look at his computer, Mr. Webb. Look up here. I'm prettier.
The first DWI was May 5th. Judge, do you want me to read PC on that one?
Please.
Okay. So Judge, on May 5th, or this was May 4th, 2024, officers observed the defendant blocking a moving lane of traffic facing south in Harris County, Texas. The defendant started heading westbound on the 13,000 block of Whittington Drive, where officer ran his license plate. The defendant's license plate came back with an expired registration as of January 2023. Traffic stop was conducted. Officer observed a strong odor of alcoholic beverage emitting from his breath, glossy eyes, slurred speech, swaying back and forth while standing upright. SFSCs were conducted, 6 out of 6 HGN, 3 out of 4 one-leg stand, 8 out of 8 walk return. DIC was read, defendant refused, a blood warrant was executed and blood was drawn on that case, Judge. So that was May 5th, it was reset to May 10th, but in the meantime, on May 7th,
so 2 days later.
2 days later, on May 7th, officers were dispatched to a disturbance family call at 10919 Gulf Freeway 3301 in Harris County, Texas.
Sean, you might have seen it before because other channels might have played it earlier today. I don't stream until 4:30 in the morning, so it's almost a full day after. He's about to start court again in what, a couple hours, and I'm only streaming now.
Complainant reported an assault in which she was calling the police on defendant Webb. When he left, the officers returned to the location and observed the defendant Webb driving his 2022 red Mitsubishi Mirage in the parking lot of the apartment complex and parking his vehicle. Officer observed defendant Webb to have slurred speech, glossy eyes, unsteady balance, mild smell of alcoholic beverage emitting from his breath. Complainant moved the defendant's vehicle from the reserved spot to ensure it would not be towed. As complainant entered the defendant's vehicle, she handed the officers a styrofoam cup that was in the cup holder.
So he's drinking while he's got it in the car.
That's what's being alleged, Judge, advising officers that the defendant was drinking that beverage. SFSTs were refused. Defendant refused breath, but wanted to give a specimen of his blood warrant instead, so blood was drawn on that case, Judge. I don't have numbers on either of them yet. In that assault allegation, she alleges multiple transactions. That's why he was charged with continuous. And Judge, on the continuous, that is the same complainant as a terroristic threat that was dismissed on March 8th.
You just had a terroristic threat that was dismissed March 8th with the companion criminal mischief. Both of those against the same complaining witness. To wit, now we have a felony assault.
Correct. Felony continuous. So the allegation is multiple assaults.
So I have here that was given a PR bond on the first DWI, and then they made his bond $2,500 on the second DWI. What are we doing here now?
I would hope that the judge would keep the $2,500 second DWI and raise the first DWI to $2,500.
Mr. Webb, I find you are such a public danger, and by clear and convincing evidence that you so will not follow bond conditions, I'm going to revoke both your bonds and I'm going to set them just very, very high. Your continual and complete lack of, and your refusal to follow bond conditions shows me that you just continually do this to us. And I find that there are no reasonable measures that we can employ to protect the public against you other than jail. I don't, I mean, so,
Wow, guys, we almost have 200 people watching right now. That's really cool. Thanks, guys.
I guess I'm gonna match the felony bonds. I'll set them both at $10,000 each. To be made 100% cash bond. You know, and Mr. Webb, I'm now gonna have you sign with me today an affidavit promising me that you're not gonna drive. If I find that you drive, I will have a contempt hearing. Every time you get into a car and drive, it's an offense in and of itself, punishable by up to 6 months of jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand? If you step into a car, I will sprout horns and a tail because I'm going to be so upset. Do you understand me? I'm going to do one affidavit on each DWI that you've picked up. Understand that I can stack these if you get into a car. Do you understand, Mr. Webb?
He tried to explain that too, John. Like, when we say things like, you know, how could you give him a PR bond? How could you let him go? When they keep coming back after PR bond, hey G. But the judge explained it. We don't see the people who succeed when they get a PR bond. They get a PR bond and they succeed and they go to court and then everything works out fine. We only see the people who mess up. So all we see is someone who gets a PR bond is just going to mess up because that's all we see. But that's not everyone. We don't see.
So I guess at this point, we'll just set it, Mr. D, until after the felony cases are set.
Yes, sir, Your
Until the felony cases are set for July 10th.
Correct.
So, Ms. Rachel, so I'm going to, on Mr. Webb, he must have a scram. I don't know if he's going to post bond, but if he does, he must have a GPS monitor, house arrest, no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, no contact with the complaining witness. And then on the other ankle, he would a scram. I don't know if he can get it upon release. I don't think he can. So we'll make it one day after if he is released. GPS prior to release, correct. With automatic home confinement, the only thing is he can meet with a lawyer. And that's it. Mr. Webb, above all else in your life, do not drive. Thank you, sir. Thank you for bringing him out, Mr. D. Hey, good morning.
GALL. Right hand. One more reset.
Is he here?
We're getting near the end and I didn't see Mathis, and I don't know what's going on. I think she failed a test and she's in lockup right now, so I kind of thought I would see her today, but I don't think we're going to.
Come up, Mr. Gallardo.
The chief said that if he will responsibility, that he might be more inclined to offer something like that.
Did you fill out some kind of packet where he was supposed to give it to them?
Yes, but
And you didn't accept responsibility?
he did, but he justified it. It's a self-defensive issue. But I think the prosecutor just wants more responsibility.
So you know you're facing a minimum of 2 years in prison, a maximum of 10 years in prison upstairs, right? If you want the probation, you will have to accept full responsibility. So you can't willy-nilly do it half-ass. It's got to be a full acceptance. I will give you one more opportunity. Otherwise, your next time here, you will get an immediate trial setting. Your case is now 220 days old. You will not get another setting from me. You understand? The next setting here, you will either accept a plea bargain here, or I will immediately set your case for trial. And I'm assuming if he takes a probation, this case down here gets dismissed, right?
Hope so.
Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. You have no more time with me. You understand? When did you get the next setting upstairs?
June 10th.
Okay. Do you want the same day?
Sure.
We will give you the same day. That's the last reset here. Do you understand? In life, you get what you put out of it. If you bring something on a bar napkin with stains all over it, don't expect much. When you put your heart and soul into something, you will typically 9 times out of 10 get what you want. But that's what it requires, heart and soul.
Hey, Judge, my number has been on a lot of bars.
Anything less, it's chump change. Good luck, Mr. Grayard.
Thank you, Judge, for that. All right, counsel. Yes, sir.
Well, we did it. So normally I only play half of his docket because it's just so full. But for some reason today, wow, Terry, that's so cool. He had a break, like not a break. He worked the whole time, but there was a long piece I was able to get out where no one came in front of him. Probably because he sent everybody to jail on Friday. Victoria, I hope you have a great, great, great day at work. We'll know if you do. We'll know if you do or you don't. Oh man. And you're gonna tell Melissa and Mr. Dixon, and is the bailiff name Mr. Allen, or is that Judge Simpson's courtroom? I don't remember. I'm getting my bailiffs mixed up. I'm going to but my green screen, look, I don't have the background. It's not, look, I don't like that. Look, and look, there's a corner over here. Don't look at the corner. What if there's a cat there? And it's 7 o'clock in the morning. All right. See you, Victoria. Be good. Guys, thank you so much for coming out. I appreciate it. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. It's always a lot of fun. And in the background, there's these stupid court cases going on. I'm going to get to work. I have off today, so I'm going to try to do something. I don't know what I'm going to do. If you guys throw ideas in Discord, I can try to make them work. Yeah, we can vote on them. Thanks, Chris. Cat cam, please. Oh, it's that Simpson. Yeah, I got my guards mixed up. Yeah, if you guys want anything, like any design ideas for a shirt or something, go into Discord and let me know. Or just tell Fozzie. Tell Kelly. Tell Carolyn. Tell Cloud. Yeah. Have a good day, everybody. I'm gonna wait the delay. That's it. That was yesterday was my last stream of cutting off when I talk. Bye, everybody.